Hi there, Mr. Reardon here to talk you through puns and oxymorons. These are two linguistic tools, two literary devices you will see often in Romeo and Juliet. And in order for you to really have a deep understanding of the passages you might be asked to memorize or analyze a little bit later this semester, I'd like you to have a little deeper of an understanding of these two terms. Now, both of these terms were on your literary devices list. Um, so you already have a basic understanding of the definition. So we're just going to go a little deeper here. In order for you to be successful uh, on on this assignment, in order for you to get the most out of this video, you need to make sure you're looking at your Romeo and Juliet Act 1 packet. So please grab your packet. If you don't have it in front of you already, turn it to page 6. If for some reason you don't have the paper packet, that's okay. You can instead look at the digital version, and there's a link right there for you to pull it up. You just have to type it in on your own device. You should also have a sheet of paper next to you if you're using the digital version, because I want you to complete the exercises on a separate sheet of paper and bring those to class instead of writing on your own packet. And then when you find your packet, you can transfer them. So the exercise is completed when you turn in the packet later on. Alrighty. So what is a pun? A pun is a play on the multiple meanings or spellings of a word, or a play on words that sound very similarly. Essentially, anyone who writes anything, or in many cases, who perform things, right? Those people engage in puns. We're talking about novelists, playwrights, comedians, cartoon characters, and even everyday people in their day to day lives. All kinds of people use puns. You probably have used puns before, or heard puns in your life, or seen them on social media without even quite realizing that that's what they were called. Their purpose is to make people laugh. That's what puns are for. In Romeo and Juliet, puns typically help to develop characters. In particular, puns are great for characters whose primary function in the play is comic relief. Though there are some funny characters in Romeo and Juliet, and they serve to sort of lessen the heaviness of some serious themes, some serious topics, and serious moments in the play. So, some examples of puns. A chicken's favorite car is a coupe. Um, Coupe, C-O-U-P-E, is a kind of small car, but coupe, C-O-O-P, is a small dwelling that domesticated chickens might live in. Um, I've been to the dentist many times, so I know the drill. As in, I know the drill, I know how things are going to go, I know the process, but also literally know the drill. I'm familiar with the instrument the dentist will use to remove cavities from my teeth. Even after Sarah's mother returned the clothes, she still suffered from post traumatic dress syndrome. Typically, the phrase is post traumatic stress syndrome, but dress sounds a bit like stress, and so that would count as a pun. No one Santa could deliver presents to the whole world. There must be many independent clauses around. Independent clause is a grammar thing. You know that already. You learned that. But also, independent clauses would be like several different independently working Santa clauses. Every day's calendars are numbered. Some things' days are numbered when it's about to end, or it's going to end at some defined point, or end soon. A person's days are numbered. That phrase means they're going to die soon. But also, a calendar's days are literally numbered. They all have days. They all have numbers on them. Those are the dates. I was struggling to figure out how lightning works. Then it struck me. It as in the understanding of how lightning works, and it as in the lightning itself, as in getting struck by lightning. Your first exercise here is to come up with two puns on your own. Don't just look them up on the internet. Don't steal them from somebody. You should come up with your own puns. Come up with your own puns, write them down, be ready to share them very soon. Alrighty, and oxymorons. So an oxymoron is a combination of two words that are used in right next to each other in conjunction with each other in a way that makes sense or expresses a truth. And those two words, they have to be different from each other. They have to be opposites or really contrasting in some way. The best way to understand oxymorons is to look at a bunch of examples. So, jumbo shrimp, jumbo as in something big, and then shrimp. We use the word shrimp to refer to something small, but also it's in this case it's also a seafood um, uh, related to insects. Open secret, deafening silence, Hell's Angels, rolling stop, pretty ugly, educated guess, butthead, alone together, and original copy. These are all examples of oxymorons. Now you have to remember it's not an oxymoron if the two words don't contrast. So if the two words aren't actually opposite each other, and it's also not really an oxymoron if it's just two contrasting words that don't express any kind of truth. If you say like something like um, I don't know, a black white or something, two opposing colors. That would be that's not really an oxymoron. It doesn't mean anything. Whereas all of the list I just read to you and that you see here on the slide clearly have a meaning, right? In Romeo and Juliet, typically oxymorons are used by Romeo, and Romeo uses them to indicate the kind of emotional conflicts he's having. So listen for Romeo's oxymorons. Um, they are really helpful for you to understand a few of his passages, and you might just decide to memorize or analyze one of the passages that he completely fills with a bunch of oxymorons. And so your challenge here for now, the thing I'm asking you to do in time for our class meeting next time, is to come up with 5 oxymorons that are not already on my list. Develop them yourself or think of them. Don't look them up on the internet. Don't steal them from somebody else. Write them down. Be ready to share them with other people. Alrighty, that's it. Thank you.